After seducing my husband, Brent Westwood, for 3 years and still being left untouched, I finally made up my mind I was going to divorce him. I leaned back on the velvet chair in our bedroom, phone pressed to my ear. My voice was calm, but inside, I was shaking. Not with fear, with relief. I'm divorcing him, I said flatly. I'll come home soon. On the other end, my brother's laugh rang loud and sharp. About damn time, Layla. Come to Switzerland. I've already lined up a bunch of guys for you. Real men. Not like that emotionally constipated mannequin you married. Lucas, I sighed. I warned you from the start, he said, ignoring me. You can't tame someone like Brent. He'd rather whisper sweet nothings to a wall than touch a woman. You deserve better. Always have. I thought I could make him fall for me, I murmured. I was wrong. I hung up before Lucas could say more. My fingers trembled as I dropped the phone onto the bed. That's when the memories came crashing in. The first time I saw Brent at a Westwood gala, he stood in a corner, perfectly still, like a statue carved from marble. Men nodded with respect. Women stared with hunger. But he didn't return anyone's gaze, not even mine. My brother introduced me that night. Brent barely nodded. I smiled. He looked through me. Still, I was drawn to him, obsessed, even. I told myself I could be the one to break through that wall of ice. So I tried. Subtle touches, long stares, late-night texts, silk dresses, fake laughter, honest affection. All of it, I gave to Brent. And I waited. 3 years later, he came to me. No ring, no speech. Just walked up one afternoon and said, "Let's get married." I agreed without hesitation. I was foolish enough to think that meant he had finally fallen for me. But after the wedding, Brent never came to our bedroom. Not once. For months, I tried everything to pull him in, silk lingerie in his favorite color, slipping into his study at night just to bring him coffee in nothing but a robe. I memorized his schedule, cooked him breakfast every morning, massaged his shoulders after long meetings, hoping he'd just look at me the way a husband should. I'd light candles in our room, put on soft music, pretend to fall asleep in suggestive positions hoping he'd reach for me. I even booked a weekend trip to the Maldives, thinking maybe a change of scenery would stir something in him. But he barely touched me. He didn't even notice when I cried in the shower, or how I stopped wearing perfume because he never cared to smell it. Each time he walked past me like I wasn't there, something inside me wilted a little more. Then one night, I broke his only rule. There was a door in the West Wing. Always locked. Always off limits. Never go in there, he said. But I did. The room was dim, cold. The faint scent of perfume clung to the air. Not mine. That's when I saw him. Brent, sitting in a velvet armchair, shirt half unbuttoned, trousers unzipped. One hand, moving between his pants. The other held a photograph. Celeste, his stepsister. His eyes were glassy, fixated. His lips parted in a shaky breath. "Celeste," he moaned softly, voice raw and needful. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just stared. It wasn't that Brent lacked desire. He just didn't desire me. I left quietly and slept in the guest room that night. No tears, just silence. At dawn, I rose, showered, dressed, and walked out of the house. I just left to get fresh air and to prepare all the things I needed to leave him. While I was having coffee, staring at the calm sea, he called. I didn't answer. A few minutes later, another call. Then a text. "Brent, where's my navy suit? I have a meeting. You didn't prep it. Where are you?" This time, I picked up the call. "Layla," Brent said curtly, already annoyed. "Where is my damn suit?" I exhaled slowly, then calmly said, "I don't know. I don't care." There was silence on the line. "What?" he asked, voice tightening. "Are you having tantrums again?" "Not now. I'm busy so I need the damn suit." I said, "I don't care. Why don't you ask your stepsister?" I said, my tone light but deadly, "since you only care for her." Then I ended the call. Brent left me missed calls and texts but I didn't bother to read them all. I drove straight to the embassy after having my coffee. My entire family was already in Switzerland, my cousins, my aunts, and most importantly, Lucas, my brother, the only one who truly gave a damn about me. And me? I stayed here all this time. For Brent. For a man who wouldn't even touch me. I submitted the paperwork, sat through the dull conversations with officials, smiled politely, nodded when they told me processing would take a few days. Then I walked out into the California sun and didn't feel a thing. That night, I did something I hadn't done in years. I called my friends. There was an open beach bar I used to love. Loud music, wild energy, fire dancers and tequila shots. I used to live for it. But the moment I married Brent, I killed that part of myself. I stopped being the life of the party and started being a wife who slept alone. Not tonight. Two of my friends, Tasha and Myra, were down immediately. "Layla?" Myra blinked when I stepped out of my car. "That dress is see-through. It's bold," Tasha added, mouth open. "Are you sure about wearing that? What about your husband?" I smiled. "I'm tired of pretending, of waiting. I want to feel alive again and I don't care about that man anymore." I headed straight for the music. The lights pulsed over my skin. I let the beat wrap around my hips and moved like I used to, uninhibited, loud, unapologetic. Men surrounded me in minutes. Hands grazed my waist. Chests brushed my back. Skin against skin. I laughed like it didn't matter. Because it didn't. Not anymore. Then someone grabbed my arm. Layla, Myra hissed, dragging me toward the bar. You need to stop. Why? I laughed. Is there a rule I don't know about? She looked over my shoulder. Because Brent is here. My whole body went still. What? Tasha pointed. He's been here since you walked in. Sitting there, near the bar counter. He hasn't taken his eyes off you. I turned, and there he was, Brent, leaning back against a bench, drink untouched, face unreadable. But he wasn't looking at me. His gaze was locked on someone else. I followed it. Celeste, his stepsister. She was laughing, flipping her hair, whispering in some guy's ear. Her hand casually slipped a card into his pocket. Brent stood up the second he saw it. He crossed the sand in long, angry strides. His hand wrapped around Celeste's wrist before the guy could even blink. I moved closer, heart pounding, close enough to hear. What are you doing? Celeste snapped. I was just talking with him, and why are you even here? Did you follow me? Brent's voice was low and sharp. Who gave you permission to talk and flirt with that guy? Celeste yanked her arm free. I'm not a baby. And since when do you care? You married that girl and disappeared. You didn't check on me. You didn't visit. You chose her, so stop pretending that you care. Brent's jaw clenched. That's not true, he said, his voice strained. You think I didn't care? I did, Celeste. Stop. Her eyes glistened, voice sharp. If that were true, you wouldn't have left me. You wouldn't have married her. I had to, he replied. I have a wife now. They can't be the same anymore. Celeste's face twisted. Pain bloomed across her features, contorting into something darker, unrecognizable. So I was right. It was all because of her. She's the reason you stopped looking at me. She ruined everything. Brent took a step back. Celeste. No, she spat. Her gaze snapped toward me. If she didn't exist, you'd still be mine. My breath caught. Something in her eyes shifted. A snap. A flicker of madness. She needs to die. Then it happened. In one smooth, terrifying motion, Celeste lunged. I barely saw her reach for it. A kitchen knife from the bar counter, tucked next to a basket of sliced limes and lemons. Steel flashed. Before I could react, before I could scream, she was on me. The blade sank into my side. White-hot pain exploded through my body, sharp and consuming. Gasps echoed around us. A glass shattered. I stumbled backward, clutching the wound, blood already soaking through my dress. Then everything went dark.